What up? So, what up, team? Uh, how's it going? Is all the volume and audio and everything good? Everything sound alright? Sounds good. I don't know if anything's too strong. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have any redeems yet. I don't know how to do that. I'm hydrating with an energy drink right now. How did I do that? What? How did I paste my whole thing in there? While opening my energy drink. How do I want to... We'll do this. Yeah, thank you. You knowing these will be helpful. Cool. Okay, so I'm not gonna go take 5 hours on each card. But I'm gonna make sure it's still up on Twitter. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go super in depth into every card, but if anyone has questions about any of them, let me know. I might wait for a sec to get more people in here. Yeah, I'll have the VOD. Okay. That's fair. I probably don't need to bother waiting then. I'm gonna have the game open in the background too. in case I need to pull up any spells. Cool, okay, let's start. Acid Rain. So, in Archetype, it's solid. If you're running Frost Poison, it's a good way to get poison on, but it's still hard to capitalize because it's... Yeah, I'll do a character tier list after. The issue with this is, Acid Rain, it's so expensive. It costs so much mana, 3 mana, for a spell with like wonky hitboxes. It's hard to justify. I don't know how to do a Hydrate Redeem. I'm just drinking my energy drink. I don't know how to do redeems. Yeah, Acid Rain, like, optimally, when it all works perfectly, it's great. But it's so hard to make it all work well, and it usually doesn't end up working out well. Usually it's a waste of mana. You're doing like 5 damage at most from it and asking them to come to the front, where you're going to be low on mana and they're probably going to outbox you because of it. It's fine. It's probably below average though. It's not a bad spell, but it's nothing special, especially with Vino Shock and all that being nerfed. Is this Aftershock? Is that... This is a... Yeah, get out of here. Air Rifle. Air Rifle's a weird one, where it's like shockingly slow frame data wise for what it is. And I think it's what, +4? It's either frame 14 or +14, I can't remember. But it's slow, it's fine. But in certain situations, so I'd say generically it's like fine, around average. But in the situations where it's good, it's really good. Like on Violette, it's been historically a pretty solid card, especially as of late, with more recent developments on it. I'd say it's slightly above average. I'd say it's a pretty solid card, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't call it specialist fully though, because it's generically good. It's not just a specialist thing. It's generically a good card. But overall on specialists, it's really solid. Like on Shredda, on Violette, it's really good on both of them. And Kawan's Frost Queen deck has had huge success with it. It's super, super good in that deck. Align. I don't know. I don't know. Considering my main thing with Align is I think there are 2 pretty strong structure characters. Scoop by the string, nice. Like, the thing is, Hazel and Queen are both high tier characters. And they both destroy Align. Align's a very matchup checky card. But when it works, it's so unbelievably suffocating to fight. But I think as the meta's been developing, it's been a lot more manageable. Like, I haven't had much trouble with it as of late. So I'll keep it in above average for now. Yeah, Beam Crystal being good definitely hurts. Anubis? I think Anubis is a fairly... I think it's a little underrated. I've been using Anubis recently in a couple decks, just as a method of forcing people to engage with me, and it's worked fine. You know, I don't know. It's solid, but it's not... It is reactable if they can't back row, but then you're forcing them to back row. And the only other way they can really avoid the poisons by rushing the front. But you're also sacrificing 2 mana, so whenever they do challenge you and engage because you used it, you're going to be at the disadvantage for being low on mana, unless you've already developed a mana advantage. Which kind of puts you in a bad situation and does the opposite of what the card really wants, which is forcing engagements on your terms. So in conjunction with Mana Catch, it's really good, but without that, it's alright. Apprehend. I think Shoal's kind of right. Apprehend's a relatively underrated card. It doesn't fit into every deck on the planet, but the decks it does fit into is pretty good in. And it's just a generically solid starter, solid melee option, good frame data, can be used out of steps, etc. It's just generically a good card. If any of you have any questions, by the way, let me know and I'll stop and deal with them. And just answer whatever. What is this bow snipe? We're still in A's, aren't we? Because this is alphabetical. What is that? Is it fake? Is it real? Is it a real weapon? Can I get rid of it? Yeah, it's fake. Okay, cool. Auto slash. Meta-defining card. Best, like, extender in the game. Easy. It's broken. Super, super strong card. Absolutely ridiculous. The card is, like... It leads out of half the spells in the game that you can use as combos. Okay, for auto slash is like how do I want to put this? I don't know what the current meta looks like. I'll put it in Ice Climber terms. Auto slash. Okay, give me a sec. Auto slash is down throw. Auto slash is Icy's cheer canceled down throw. So you usually have to lead into it. It's not gonna, you're not just using it in neutral because you can't. It's something you have to enable. But once you do, it literally leads into anything you want. It just does whatever you want with it. Which makes it broken. It's just ridiculous. It combos out of Step Slash, which I'm just gonna grab. Should be fairly obvious where that's gonna go. Also easy top tier. Best move in the game for finding hits. It's a phenomenal inevitability factor. And combined with Auto Slash, it makes up the Step package. Which is just absolutely ridiculous. It's the meta Step package. It's the meta package there. Those two together, like, make the game. What's this one even called? Backstep, backstab, backslash, I think. It's bad. It's a bad spell. It used to be really, really good. Like, yes, exactly. That hit step thing is crazy. That's why, Step Slash is so good. Yeah, no, so... This card, backslash, I think, used to be super, super sick. It was really fun on Violette, really fun on Sharetta, really fun on Hazel, really fun on Sack. Just fun. It was just a fun spell. It was a 1-mana anchor cancel enabler that had some neat Frost synergies, just some neat synergy. I loved it on Violette. I have an old VOD using it, and it was super sick. But then a key few people complained, who will not be named. They have me blocked, so they're not seeing this anyways, but, threw an absolute hissy fit over it and got it nerfed like super quick, despite no one actually cooking with it yet. So now it's just a bad card, which sucks. Backstab is very strong. Yes. When it reached, I think it only reached 2 away from Origin. I'm pretty sure it only reached 2 away from the Origin point. And now it only reaches, like, 1 away or something. It's only 2 now? Let me test that. There's no way it's still 2, right? Because that wouldn't be bad, then. Does it? Let me... Huh, it does. There's gotta be some reason that I was cooking with it before, but now I'm not. Frame data-wise, does it combo out a backstab? Or did it? It was hitting a 3-away. Yeah, I remember. It was hitting 3-away for a bit. It was super fun. I don't know. I might actually mess with it now that I remember that. Oh, when it had you only move back, that's what it was. You only move back 1, so you were still in ranged pressure. Yeah, without that though, it's just bad now. Is this reverse slash? Are there 2 reverse slashes? Step reverse, whatever it's called. Well, I don't know what this is then. No idea what that is. Bouncing blade, very strong, very very strong card. Not quite meta maybe. No, I'd say meta. I'd say bouncing blade doesn't fit in quite enough depths for that, but it's super good. It's really good against structure users because it's basically you throw it out and then it's just on the ground. It's very very mana positive in that kind of trade and exchange. It's really good. I know that Japanese Harissa player has been abusing it in combos to do like pull, step back, and throw it into Sacrifier with Harissa. And I know Shoal uses it really well too, and Windfall both abuse it. It's good in the straight line package, but the frame data is a little wonky. Like it doesn't ever combo out a minigun, for example. But if its frame data was any better, it would be broken. So I think it's solid. Link, I'd say it's above average. It's a really good mobility card. It's just good. The issue is most people don't use it now. If we had more of the like super strong Shredder players that were active, like Sans and Shid, it would be a lot higher, or a lot more well rated, a lot more used, a lot more pop. Z-Patch, like before it got nerfed so many times, it was way better. But I think it's in a solid spot. It's got good uses. It's not. It combos out of Whirl unless you're up at the front. It combos out of it combos into basically anything you want. I want to see it more. I know some of the Japanese Gunner players, because I've been playing with them a little bit recently, have been using it on Gunner, and it's got some super neat stuff. Because you can Weapon 1, Blink Weapon 1, if they aren't, like, if they're in the first, like, 2 rows, I think it is. Which is neat. But, I want to see it more. I think it could have more potential to move up, but as is, this is around where I put it. What is this? What's this called? What's that spell called? That's a 2 explosion, right? Is this a 2 explosion one? Or is that further down? Old Twinferno? So I'll kill it. Okay. Bomb. Meta defining. So bomb is like your deck you need a way to deal with bomb usually. Bomb's good. It's bomb. Any deck that can abuse it should. Any deck with backstab usually will want to run bomb. If you can't deal with it, yeah, what you said, numbers. It affects everything starting from the deck. Characters that can innately deal with it are have an advantage because of it, and decks that already have hard baked in ways to deal with it are better off. It's just good. It's just a good spell. Really, really good spell. It limits their movement. It enables combos. Enables massive damage routes. It's just really good. Boomerang's below average. It's fine. Why is there 2 bouncers? Boomerang's below average. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not the worst, but you definitely need a deck that can take advantage of it, and even then, it's like it's all right. I know Numbers, you've been cooking with it recently, and it's felt pretty solid on your deck, but no other deck has ever made it actually feel good. Yeah. It just... Generically, it's good at lower levels of play, but it doesn't do enough once you're, like, good at the game. But with your deck, the way you mess with Dark Matter makes it pretty effective. Bow Snipe. I don't know. Bow Snipe's hard to rank. Because generically, I'd say it's bad. But due to Shopkeeper, I'd say it's in the above average area. It's an above average spell on her. It's very good. So I don't know if I want to just... How do you guys think I should do spells that are, like, character specific? Like Bow Snipe. Bow Snipe's really good on Shopkeep. It's very solid on her. But other than that, it's bad. So, like, generically, a specialist here. I think that's a good idea. I'll put it... Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I fully agree. I fully agree. Cards that are useful because of that. Like Bow Snipe. I think Bow Snipe is... So here's the thing. I agree in terms of generic usage, Zach. But there are spells that are staples on characters for a reason. Like Guillotine, for example. A fadeaway. Suffocating to fight on Shopkeep. Absolutely obscene. They're broken on her. But on every other character, they're pretty mediocre. I guess Fadeaway's solid on Terra, but generically, it's just a bad card. But on Shopkeep or Terra, it's really good. Let's see. Breakout. I think Breakout's... below average. I think even on Celicy, it's not great. The best use it has is whittling down your opponent's shield, optimistically speaking. I guess it's solid at diffusing bombs. It's not chip damage, though. It chips their shield. It's not chipping them. Like, if their shield sucks. Fun guy, I think Breakout is bad. Like, the fact that Celices are running it shows how much Celice struggles. That's what I think. I think the fact that Celice's having to run this just shows how much Celice's not great. Because it's just not good. The frame data's mediocre. The hitbox is wonky. I just walk into it half the time on purpose, just on the inside blind spot. You just shield it and it does nothing. And it's very spot dodgeable because she doesn't have much timing mix. It's just not there. And outside of Celice, it's almost a non-card. But on her, it's usable enough. But so I wouldn't call it outright bad, but it's far from good, is what I'll say. I think, is this Break Shot? They're like, that's Break Shot, right? The one that shoots 2 broken tiles. Super low-key, maybe meta-defining. It's a super solid off ankle. It's just a dominant neutral card. It's super good off ankle. It shuts down the front row. It chunks your shield for over half of it if you try shielding it. It's not very reactable. You can combo out of it with auto slash stuff and steps. And it's the frame data like plus wise isn't great. It's really fast, and the area denial up front on it is wild. It's a really strong card. And it's seen a ton of use, both defensively and offensively, at top level. Like, Windfall has been doing disgusting stuff with it. My Queen deck has performed very well with it. It's just a super powerful card. Is this the one that spreads flames vertically? Is that it? Okay. Strong because of archetype. Come on, are you talking about break shot? Like, if you do break shot on a structure, does a shot still fire? Like, if you've got peace on your front row and I break shot on it. Brush fire? It breaks the summon. Does it still shoot the shot? Let me check that. Yeah, but also the tiles being broken. Or does it just crack at first? No, because there's something on it would just crack, then the damn that. You're right, you're right. Brushfire? I think Brushfire is really solid on flame decks. It's just a good way to spread flame. Because usually with flame, the main flame setters are going to be Ember, Firewall, and Pyroblast in flame decks. And it's really good on Pyroblast and Ember. It's just good with that kind of stuff. It obviously doesn't take much advantage from Firewall or anything, but overall, it's pretty solid. Correct. Brushfire is kind of the ramp up, the high roll for flame, and it makes it's very solid on the archetype. Obviously, generically, it's just bad because usually flame isn't going to be involved in most matches, but because of the archetype, it's solid. Is this Cataclysm? Is this a front row break? Or cracks your whole front row? I don't know if I want to call it very strong or just above average. So, like... Here's my thing. It shuts down decks. When it matchup checks you, it destroys your deck if you can't deal with it. And if your deck doesn't need your front row like that and can play around it like that, it is such a good tool. And it's a really, really good front row denial tool, too. Like, you can't reliably fight in certain areas if they're holding Cataclysm because it's so fast. It's very, 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 very good defensively because of that, too. It's just a strong card because of that. It has very strong control. Obviously, it's not going to fit in every card. Like, yeah, I don't think Harissa... Well, so I did play against it as Harissa. So what you do is it goes out, and you sit there and wait. It just pauses, but you can't do much of it. If you have, like, rifles, like straight-line lasers, you can try poking, but, like, that's it. You can't use your weapons. It's not going to do anything. Because you can't pull... You can't... Yeah, no, Break Shot, Claw Trap, Cataclysm, they all do that to her. There are a lot of pause buttons on her. It's why she has to find her openings and make them big. Yeah, I fully agree. Charge beam, these aren't real. Not real. Is this real? That's not real. Not real. Not real. None of those were real cards, right? Cool. Claw Trap. I don't know. After the nerfs, I don't know. It's meta defining or very strong. It's a very, very powerful card. I just don't know how strong. For now, we'll do very strong. But I don't know. I could see it being backup and meta defining. I just have to fight it more, use it more. It's obviously a blatantly very, very powerful spell. You're good, Gomi. You're good. You can hang out and listen or do whatever you want. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it still is a negligible weakness. You just have to treat it like it's not a combo card. You just treat it like another card that isn't going to combo, and it's fine. But, I don't know. Claw Trap used to be really... It's super good at front row denial. It's super good in, like, K-Wave decks, in decks where you can manipulate your opponent. And it's super good at just denying area. It's very good at controlling them. But now it's still good at all that. It's just less good. It's just less uptime on it. Which just makes it weaker at what it does, but it's still good. I realized I didn't get into explaining why Backstab's not meta-defining before. The biggest issue with Backstab is it's not threatening unless you make them respect it. No one's going to care about running around the back row if you're just holding Backstab in hand. What all the top Backstab users do is they will threaten you after the Backstab. They will be ready, if the Backstab hits, to confirm off it and murder you for it. Because Backstab's relatively plus. Like, Fun Guy, for example, will do Backstab into Weapon 2 on Hazel into Warp Raise and whatever, or any of that stuff. And Backstab as a combo tool is great. But if you don't have that extra threat, it's nothing. It's just nothing. It's just damage. It doesn't do much. Cold Medicine Fate card, it's actually worthless. You shouldn't run Cold Medicine. It's a complete meme pick. It's just not real. Yeah, it's just not a real card. There's almost never a reason to use Cold Medicine over something. Yeah, you Fun Guy. You see, that's the perk of being a top player. I get to use you as an example of what to do, how to use cards, how to do stuff right. I think we've got our first relatively average card here. Maybe above it. I like the idea of keeping this row as green, but also, like... So Push/Backstab is great because you're running Whirl in most decks. So what's this card called? I can't remember for the life of me. Collapse? Is it Collapse? The Rooney card. It's good on AoE span. It's definitely reactable. Brand's a liar for saying it's not. If you just kind of react to it, it's dead. It on its own is dead. It's a mental stack card. And it's good at that, but it's 3 mana. And 3 mana just for mental stack isn't doing a ton. It has good damage. Its combo ability's weird. But it's fine. It's not a bad card, because it's good in those cases. It's not crazy or anything. It's fine. I'd say it's a pretty solid card. High ping card. You are correct. Combust, very, very strong defensive archetype. It's the flame payoff. Other than Salamander. It's a phenomenal flame payoff. I haven't fought Dragon recently, so I don't know if Dragon uses Collapse. That's the Rooney card to me. Yeah, Gunner has crazy combust uses, especially in my second place Exodus deck that I used with Gunner. I ran Sacrifier and Gunner Weapon 1-3 with Combust, and it had absurd value. It makes your gunshot super threatening. Bran has the worst takes of all time. Like, I swear. Bran thinks collapse is broken, and I don't see how. He says it's unreactable. I think it's a skill issue. Compactor. I think it's good on Chiretta and not aside from that. I think it's good on Chiretta and not aside from that, but it's very strong on her. It's a single card that's high roll. It's a one card high roll. And on her it hits like a truck. How much damage is weapon 2 with this? Like, I'm trying to remember. $30 damage right there. Neat. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And also, like, that kind of break with her is good. But I don't think it's good aside from that. I think other than that, I'd call it a bad card. But I think it's strong because of her, and it works. I think it's a solid card because it works on her. And I'm sure Shopkeep can use it in melee keeper decks with K-Wave for control. I'm sure Harissa can use it. I'm sure it's got its uses. How fast is it? The first hit's pretty slow, isn't it? Or not slow, but not fast. It's frame 12, yeah, so 4, 16. Not fast enough. Oh, you can't off-angle primer at all? That's rough. Yeah, no, because the same thing as air rifle, and you can't do it on air rifle. You're right. Yeah, so never mind. It sucks on Harissa then. No, you're correct. You're correct. This is... What's this? Is that the stab thing that, like, stuns you both? Condemn. Crack roots, right? Right. This is crack roots, right? Yeah, I'm thinking of skewer. I don't know. Crack roots is just bad. Break root is not a real archetype. You're just not running. You're not cracking and running root at the same time. Break. You need a break deck. And root is just like an extra archetype that you want to run staples with usually. It's not something you can like do like that. I don't know. Crack roots just isn't real. I don't want to call it LOL because I'm sure it has uses, unlike cold medicine. But yeah. Crossfire. Crossfire is great on Celsi and nothing else. But on Celsi, it's a great card. I've really tried making it work on my current deck, but it just didn't fit. But it's great. It's a really good card. Massive damage, shatters their shield, 1 mana. It's just great. It's really good on her. Aside from that, generically, it's not good. Yes, it also gives her better bomb removal. It's a phenomenal card on Celsi. Easily, like, defines Celsi's meta more than almost any other card, other than, like, Auto Slash, but... Okay. So, Crystal Rifle's weird. Obviously, Crystal Rifle's ridiculous in the archetype. But it's so strong, I almost want to call it, like, generically strong. Because it's not, but in like, Frost... No, it's not. It's archetype strong. But it's absurd in that archetype. Crystal Rifle's broken card. One of the strongest decks, like Windfall's snow deck or Snowfall deck is ridiculous. That queen deck is broken. And it's because of this spell. Kawan uses it well too, and it's super frustrating to fight. Yeah, you run it because you're running a deck for it, but then it's broken. I don't know. I think I almost want a better There we go. That'll fit. Okay, yeah. And then we'll do... There we go. That's better. That's better. So we can put, like, Crossfire in this, and Combust here. The cards that are genuinely, like, super good because of Archetype, versus the cards that are just solid because of the Archetype. We'll do it like that. Where the generically good cards are going to be higher on there, but yeah. No, because Crystal Rifle, like, I made this tier because of Crystal Rifle. Because I can't justify putting Crystal Rifle and Bow Snipe in the same tier. Like, Crystal Rifle's ridiculous. Grasp? Is this current Grasp or... I don't know. I want to call it... I think before the nerf, it was very strong / meta defining. After that, it's like above average. Grasp is just... It's nice, but 2 mana for what it is it's expensive. That's a lot of mana. And here's the thing. I get it regenerates mana, but if you want to use how plus it is, you gotta buffer into your move. It's not like you can wait for the mana to go into something, because then it's less plus. You're not taking advantage of its big thing, it being so plus. Cool, fake news, got you. So I think Dark Grasp, because of that, it's overrated. It's not as good as people think. It's very strong. It's strong. It's solid. It's above average. It's a better card than people would say. Or, I mean, it's a worse card than people say, though. It's good. It's solid. So I think the regen, like, it does let you follow up easier with lighter cards, but it doesn't help enable the big combos that it used to. Like, if you're using it into another 2 or 3 mana spell, you don't usually have time to, or like a more slow spell, you don't have time to wait for the mana. You just have to use it right away. After that, you can still extend better because of the time, but it's basically nerfed as an extender 2, which people don't seem to account for. This is fake, right? Yeah. Tag Beam, right now I'd say it's above average. It's a strong card. I think people don't use it as much as they could. I want to use Tag Beam more. Yeah, Sandwich, but that's more, it's got to be in the right order for that. It's still good. I just don't think it's, like, super strong. Maybe, do I need another tier between above average and very strong? Okay, if you think it's fine, it's fine. Dag Beam, so Dag Beam, you can combo off it. You just need, like, fast moves and stuff. I don't think I need to bring anything down, necessarily. I think it's fine. I might later, actually. But as of now, I think it's chill. I think we haven't gotten into the worst cards yet. All these three are fake, I think. No, I still want to talk about Agbeam. So, was Broken Diag pre-release before the nerfs? Or is Diag did Diag release when it was still like turbo broken? So Diag Beam, the shots used to be more spread out than they are now, and there were 3 of them. So it did more damage. It had absolutely obscene mental stack. Yeah, I'm the one who popularized the Diag Beam Double Breath. It was stupid. No, Diag Beam used to be absurd because it lingered longer. The shots they were more spread out, so they covered more area, and there were 3 of them. So it did like 9 damage, it shredded through your shield. It took up so much air, it was ridiculous. It's a shadow of its former self now. But it's still solid. It's still, at its core, the same thing. It's just much, much less effective at what it used to do. It was a card that mainly saw use at super high level. But then people realized you didn't even need to aim it, and you just throw it out, and it causes, like, complete havoc on your opponent's brain. And it got used at more levels of play. It became just too good. Very glad it got nerfed. The thing is, people were downplaying it. People acted like it was fine. People acted like it was an okay card. No. Like, anyone who actually had to deal with the top players using it, or to fight someone who doesn't know how to aim and see it still work, would know how stupid it is. Dim Sword. Dim Sword? I don't know. It's weird. Dim Sword feels like it's that kind of spell that's outclassed. Yeah, no. Diag Beam was definitely too much for the brain, though. No one could dodge it, like, consistently. And just throwing it out, it was some stupid set play. So I think Dim Sword's an above-average spell. I think it's, like, almost very strong, but the issue is it ends your combo, usually. Like, that's your finisher. It's super fast. The frame data's broken on it. It actually is super active, too. Like, let me see how long it's out for. Dim Sword has 12 active frames. That's ridiculous. No, so you're running around, it's so good at catching vertical movement because it lasts literally 12 frames, which is ridiculous. But the issue is you don't get anything off of it usually. It's good damage. 12? I don't know how. I think Sacrifice is way less, isn't it? Yeah, Sacrifice is only 6. So it's literally double Sacrifice's active frames, and Sacrifice already has a lot of active frames. Sacrifice, like 6 frames, that feels like a ton. But, Dim Sword's literally double that, which is obscene. But it's a finisher. You can't really extend off it reliably. But you can combo into it well and find a hit for it really well. Double Team's above average. Yes, I am sure. I made sure to check for the actual Sacro Beam part. It's active 6 frames. Sacro Fire itself is active 8. At some point I need to get a chat overlay, so when I upload the VOD to, like, YouTube, people can see it. Oh yeah, Double Team. Double Team's good. It's really good. It's pretty solid. But it's hard to hit. It's very, very stubby. It's just Violette's Sour Spot. It's pretty plus, and it's good damage. The back row hit doesn't. The back row hit's fake in neutral. Combo really? Oh, because that Japanese Harissa player abuses it really well. My issue is the back hit's fake in low ping. The back hit is a high ping option, and it's fake outside of high ping. The back hit isn't real in neutral. You just react. Like what frame is the second hit? let me map this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's frame 24. The second hit is the 24th frame. Is when it comes out. It might be 16 after the first or something. But I'm getting the 24th frame. Which means it is not, it's not real. It's not actually hitting back row. If it did, it would be higher. But because of how stubby it is, it's still great if you are hitting it. It's a great melee option. But it's just a melee option. Downfall, I don't know. I think it's above average because of archetype, but generically it's not great. And stuff like STD or Shredda, it's good. Aside from that, it's like... it just breaks too much. You don't gain anything by forcing your opponent lower, usually. It's got its niche, but it's not all that. Is this Earthquake? Is this Earthquake numbers? Is this your thing? Is this your move? Yeah, that's ridiculous on Terra. Aside from specifically Terra, it's non-existent. On Terra, it's wild. It's crazy. Earthquake's nutty on Terra. It just does everything she'd ever want. It's just a turbo broken extender. Absolutely god tier extender. And it does good damage. It's just great on her. Like, I can't really explain any more than just saying it's ridiculous on her. Ember. I don't know. If Ember was just barely faster, I'd call it a very strong card. Just generically. But it's not. I don't know if I want to call it very strong or above average in archetype. 0 mana is really good, and it's very good in its like niche combos. So I think I want to call it more very strong. Especially now that Magnaflare exists. I think you're right. If Ember's in the deck, they're cooking up some toxic stuff. I'll call it very good in the archetype. So Entangle is weird to me. I think I would have put Entangle in meta defining before the Whirl nerf, but now it's only very strong. I think Entangle is generically good. Before I would have called it meta defining, but the Whirl nerf hurt it and made it very hard to get your shield breaks in. But it's not bad at all. It's still stupid. It's still way too fast. It's still got stupid frame data. It's not exactly plus or anything, but it's good. I'm pretty sure it still combos out a Whirl, which is wild. So it's just a really good generic card. Plus, Root Package is very strong. Entrench... I don't know. Entrench is weird, because I never see anyone use it other than Shull. But it's so frustrating against him fighting Entrench. Because, like, he just shields everything for free. He never has to deal with, like, shield pressure. Because he just has Entrench in his back pocket. And he's always at high shield. It's ridiculous. And it also lets him cycle really, really well. So I think in decks it fits in. It's ridiculous. But overall, it's an above average card. You have to use it in specific decks. Eruption, I'd say, is above average. In archetype, I'd call it very strong. But generically, it's above average. Does that make Eruption overall just a very strong card? Because you can use it generically out of archetype, and it's just good. It's a good counter pick tool versus, like, people that need you in back row. But it's really good in Flame and Break. I'd say Eruption's just a really good spell. Like, just generically, it's a lot of damage. It's got some neat step counterplay. It's just good. Yeah, I'd say Eruption's just really good overall. We still have so much left. This is great. Fake move. Fake move. You can step dodge through anything. Just dodge walk it. It's not real. It doesn't apply the pressure people think it does. I think Eruption's only 1 mana. Let me check. Eruption's 1 mana, yeah. Which is really good. What spell were we just talking about? Oh, this one. Escalation. It's not real. It's... Yeah, but it's 2 mana, and it's worse frame data. And you capitalize off it worse. It's just... It's Northwind if it was bad. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't walk into it. So I don't care. So I don't think it's good, because I just don't walk into it. I don't know. Dread has some niche roots with it, which are really neat. Specifically with K-Wave, Weapon 2, walk back twice into escalation, and you can do it. But that's like it. That's the only cool thing with it, really. Maybe there will be some absolutely crazy discovery with it that'll make it good, but yeah. Execute broken. Explosion. Is this a real spell? I don't know structures. This looks like a structure thing. Is this real? I don't think it's real, right? Fabric. Yeah, whatever. Also fake, also fake, also fake. Fake. Is this real? Fake. 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 So everything I got rid of fake, right? I got rid of all the, like, everything I'm getting rid of right now is fake, right? Have I gotten rid of any real ones? Lol. Do I need to talk about this? I'm just gonna call it garbage. Yeah, whatever. Mid damage supplement, mid combo, it's bad. Yeah, I just don't think it's real. It's garbage. Broken in our specifically on Shopkeeper. Fadeaway is literally unfair and like I think it's problematic. It's an unreactable, super safe option that you can't shield. It just forces stupid mix-ups that you can't do anything about. Every time she cycles, it's a broken inevitability factor. It adds so much mental stack. She can even combo with it sometimes. It's just absolutely broken on her. Like, it's to the point where I think it's an issue that should be addressed, but no one's going to care because they think I'm just biased against Shopkeep. Violette? I don't think you can use it well on Violette. Yeah, it's definitely fake on her, in my opinion, but... Terra, it's good on. I'd say it's like a very strong Terra card, but you have to be only at the highest level of play. Well, I think the reason it's so good on Terra is because of, Dark Matter. Because you effectively grow the hitbox for it. Which is why it's so good. Similar to Shopkeep, except you have to set up for it, and she doesn't. Shopkeep just does it. It's again, people are gonna say, "Oh, just get better against Shopkeep. Just learn the counterplay." I don't lose to the character. but it's just stupid. I think it's a fundamentally broken option, and I don't know how to fix it, because any change you do to it would make it even less usable on everyone else. But in its current state with Shopkeep, it's just an issue. It's not fair. It's a genuine problem. Fire Breath, very strong card. Very strong card. Fire Breath is great. Really good front row denial, really good defensive tool. Really good, like, mid-range tool. It's just, you throw it out, it covers a lot of area, and sets them on fire, and you can try to apply more pressure. I use Fire Breath on a ton of characters. I just use Fire Breath. I just think it's a generically very strong card. Like, it's just a big hitbox that is hard to punish, because there's not really downtime afterwards. Catches movement well. It's just good. It's just a good card. Really good. And it's not... You can just burn it if you don't want it. Firewall. Very strong because of archetype. It's just great. Firewall is just really good on... It's just a flame enabler. That's all it is. It's just a flame enabler, but it's great at it. Is this the one that, like, shoots flame through an item, through a structure? It's fine. It's below average. It was really neat before when it had the multi-hit, but now it's whatever. It's too niche. Is this Fling? Fling is a totally average card. It's really good at enabling really bad strategies. Fling is really good at enabling mostly mediocre strategies, but it's good at that and can make them genuinely, like, viable. It takes cards that otherwise wouldn't be playable and makes them usable, solely because of Fling. And it's good at accelerating big, bulky, expensive decks. Rooney is really good at showing off what's so good about it. Flurry? Is this Flurry? Yeah, but on those decks, you're not fighting just off your hand. You're not fighting off that. It's... On the decks you use Fling, it's more. Flurry is, like, below average. Flurry has its uses, but they're niche. Like, when it's good, it's fine. It's solid. But it's just so much work to use that it's not worth it, usually. This is that, like, sets a flame on a frost, right? Can it what? Fun guy. Yeah, it does. Cold Medicine and Freezer Burn are both just useless cards. Frost Barrage, very strong card, low-key. But only an archetype. Like, I think outside of Frost it's not, but because of Frost, it's so good. Frost Barrage is ridiculous at forcing people to back off. It's just... Because if they're up front, they can't react to it and do anything about it, so they have to back off. So it forces them to back off. And once they're back there, do whatever you want. You can just throw it out as set play. But it's such good control of the front on Frost. I fully agree. Fully agree, V. 100%. Outside of Frost, you should not use it. Speaking of Northwind, I'm gonna grab that real quick. This is Northwind, right? Yeah. That card's broken. I think Northwind's super underrated. It's a broken boxing tool. Because it leads into whatever you want. It's so plus. It's definitely just a neutral card. It's not a combo tool. But it starts combos. You can't use it in combos, but it's a broken starter. It leads into the step package really well. I think it's still underrated though. Northwind is absurd. It's genuinely a broken card. I wouldn't complain about it getting nerfed. I say that as probably the biggest abuser of it too. Northwind's just ridiculous. It's the ultimate set play card. That and Bond. Frost Slash sucks. What does Frost Slash even do? Like, it's a big, slow hitbox that you just run away from, and then they just have a 3-mana piece of brick in their hand. What's this card? Is this card real? Is this a thing? Okay, this is glitter, right? It's just bad. Glitter is literally just generic AoE. It just doesn't do anything, though. You just react and don't do anything. Golf Bomb is ridiculous on break. Golf Bomb's crazy. Golf Bomb is hard to react to, adds so much mental stack, and is way too much damage for what it is. It's ridiculous. I hate it. I think obviously you're only using it on break, but it's stupid on break. And anyone that uses break will agree that this card's stupid. Anyone that fights break a lot or uses break a lot will tell you. Guillotine, broken, but only on Shopkeep. Similar to Fade Away, but... So it's similar to Fade Away, but less risky, or more risky. Guillotine is very similar, but she has to at least line herself up with you more, so it's like, technically there's a little counterplay. It's borderline problematic, though. Is this Gust? I think Gust is below average. Gust is underused. Because it doesn't brick unless you're doing... It's good in non-combo decks. Gust is great in non-combo decks. It's good against certain structures. It gets bomb off your back row. And it just burns. It just pushes them back a little. Yeah, it's weird. Hailstone. Hailstone's really niche, because you're only using it in 4-tile decks or on Violette, but it's so good on Violette. Easily super good on Violette. It leads into anything she wants it to, basically. Rooney uses Gust. Rooney's good with Gust. His Face Smash Celisy deck uses it, and his Cheese deck uses it. What's this? How does this card work? I don't remember. Yeah, what's Harvest do? You, like, hit something and it gives you mana. 2 mana, hit thing, get 1 mana. What's the frame data like on it? Is it minus on hit? Yeah, that's bad. Not quite lull tier, because you can use it as Hazel, I guess, or Queen. But it's bad. Good for scaling Frost, does absolutely nothing else. Absolutely nothing other than scaling Frost. But it's really good at scaling Frost, so it's good. Hydro Pump, it's... I don't know. Hydro Pump can get rid of Bomb. It's 0 mana, right? It's useful with Seize and Backstab for just chip. Because you basically don't react to it, it's a guess. But it's a lot riskier than Gust. It's a lot riskier than Gust. but it's hard to call it an outright bad. I think it's very niche, but it's okay at what it does. Oh, I wouldn't call it above average because of archetype or anything. Because I don't think it's great or very solid in anything, but it's good. Hyper Beam's bad. Just too much mana for what it is. Yeah, I'd say average because of archetype, so it's overall a bad card, but like you can't use it for a below average card. Yeah. Hyper Beam's just bad. It's too expensive. There's no reason that should cost 3 mana. Nerf the damage, make it 2 or something. It's not plus, you're not doing anything out of it. Hyper Beam's just not good. I don't remember what this move's called, but it's stupid on Wrench Hazel and nothing else. On Wrench Hazel, it's absolutely bonkers, but nothing else. It doesn't do anything other than Wrench Hazel. But on Wrench Hazel, it's great. Is this Infinibeam? The like, teleport random thing? It's a bad spell. It's a meme. It's a joke spell. But it's usable. Like, technically you could use it, it's just why would you? It's not this trash tier, but it's... I'm sure you could use it. I know V's used it some. I'm sure it's got something. But I wouldn't call it unusable. Like, generically speaking, if you just hit it once... Haven't you used the Infinity Beam thing? Teleport with Chiretta? Okay, here's the thing. If you just hit it once, it's already better than all these. If you're just using it as a regular spell. Just as a weak laser. Does this innervate? I'd say it's a below average spell. Yeah, it's a meme, but it's not useless meme. Innervate, I don't know. It's got its niche for scaling stuff, but it's nothing crazy. It makes the deck, but it's not crazy. And I'd say generically it's mostly bad because it just slows down recycling too much. Inverter's meta defining. It's crazy. Inverter forces them to the front if they're in the back. I will rate Punch Cannon. I'll get around to it. Yeah, Inverter's just wild. It's got a lot of niche uses that are ridiculous at its niche. But when you're actually using it in combos, it's ridiculous. Its frame data solid, it's no risk to throw out. It's just generically a very fundamentally super strong card. Ion Cannon, it's above average. It's got shockingly super good frame data. No, I'd say it's average. It's got shockingly super good frame data. It does crack tiles, but only middle tiles, which are like, eh. And it's not like, you're not getting a ton off of it, usually. But the frame data's nutty. People don't know. I think if it gets used more in combos, it's a combo tool, it'll be neat, and I can see it. That's solid in archetype, but Break doesn't usually run with Jackhammer. I think that's a... Didn't Windfall call this card, like, useless or something, like super trash? I think Jackhammer's a totally average card. Generic. So in Break, it's fine. It's pretty good in Break. Almost here, but eh. I think generically it's just solid. I agree, which is why Claw Chop's up here and it's down here. But it's fine. Javelin, generically, just a very strong card. It's Bouncing Blade, but for different uses. Javelin is Bouncing Blade if you don't need the structure clearing power of Bouncing Blade. You run it for the mark, for the spear gen, and it's just good frame data. It's just good. Fake. Kinetic Wave, broken. Kinetic Wave is Ungodly plus combos into anything you want. It's like frame 2 or 3. It's stupid fast. And it's a boxing tool for sure. That's all you use it for, but what it does, it's so broken it. If you get them in front of you, you murder them with this. It's just ridiculous. Knife, bad. Like, realistically, Knife is an average to below average card, but just because of how much outclasses it, there's no reason to use it almost ever. It just makes it bad. It's just a bad card. That's what makes Knife bad. Kunai is Bouncing Blade Javelin, but on steroids. The frame data is just ridiculous. It has the best frame data of any straight line in the game overall. It's just ridiculous. It's a crazy card. The general damage of it's not great, but it's absurd combo glue. It combos into anything you want, out of anything you want. If your opponent's in front row and you're in the back, you can... Let me show you this. Speaking of two broken cards. Or whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm showing, V. Let me, wait. Like... What's the gap on that? It's gap 0, I think. But that's still wild. It's just... You can just do it into raw rag. It's just broken. But because it doesn't do much on its own, it's fine. Lasso, I'd say Lasso's a pretty average card. It's 0 mana, and it's a solid 0 mana. It's usable. It's got its places. Use it in full comp, maybe above, I don't know, it's fine. You use it in certain decks, you use it to pull, you use it, Harissa can use it off of W2. And it's pretty plus whatever you want, so it's fine. Last letter, right now it's too niche. They nerfed the hitbox and it just whiffs too much now. And the meta's reaching a level of optimization where the damage it provides isn't enough to justify it being a brick in your hand. Low-key. I have considered Last Letter Harissa as a real thing. Because Last Letter, let me pull this up. It's definitely mana heavy, but oh, you can't walk into it. It being off-angle true here, it's I'm sure it's got its stuff. I don't remember if I've told Shoal about that from labbing it, but I think it could genuinely be usable because of that. Can Double Team not? I think Double Team can't it? Yeah, it's gap 1, which means it's hit steppable, and then you just react to the hit step for free. glitch. Did Shoal already know? And what's he think of it? Okay. Lockdown's broken. Yeah, that's my issue. My issue is it's 2 mana. Lockdown's broken. It's big damage. It's basically unreactable. Annihilates most of your shield, and then shatters like a quarter of your tiles. It's just, yeah. Double team does it too. Double team probably does it a lot better. But last letter's more cool. It's not 3 mana. It's 2 mana. No, but Lockdown's broken. It's a pause button with a hitbox. Oh, you only have to weapon 1 once though. Because you weapon 1, move down into it. Yeah, but then you can combo into minigun or kunai or whatever you want. So it's like, it's fine. Okay, so previous Magic Claw I'd call very strong. It's like fine, that's good. It's just above average, I guess, but Lockdown is fast. It's just broken. It's stupid. Magic Claw is like way less plus than it used to be. It doesn't combo into anything you want it to now, which makes it lame. I have my complaints about it. I think it should be reverted. I think trying to buff it and then nerfing it is just stupid. It's fine though. It's whatever. It's definitely not as great as Rooney will tell you. It's a 2 mana thunder. Yeah, it's a 2 mana thunder with mark utility. Yeah, because you can't push slash into it. Magnaflare, I don't know. I think it's really good. Magnaflare's got a lot of stuff. I'll say very strong because of archetype, but generically it's already above average. In Flame and like setup stuff, like Ultra Angle, it's broken. It's stupid. But outside of Flame, it's still usable. You can't shield it. It's stupid. So it's got a lot of setups that otherwise wouldn't work, but do now. Is this real? This isn't a real card. Not a real card. Not... I'm just gonna get rid of a bunch of fake ones and tell me if any of them are secretly real. This is Punch Cannon 2, right? The second one? Yeah. Have I removed anything real yet? Yeah, Seed Toss is Maple. Generically, it's just... Mana Catch is very strong. On characters that can cover themselves, like Hazel, like Queen... Even Saffron, Shiso, Dread, it's broken. But generically, it's just a good card. It just speeds up decks and allows cards like set play cards to see a lot more use. Like Anubis, for example. You throw it out, normally you'd be down mana, so you can't really capitalize off it. But Mana Catch Anubis makes it fine. Meteors, I don't know. On paper, it seems like it's an average spell. Then you don't see it ever used. It just feels like a brick too much. Because it's not a combo starter. It's not a meaningful neutral tool. It's not a meaningful combo tool. So, like... So I'd say it's kind of below average. Even though, like, When you first look at it, it's good. Miasma, do I want to call Miasma LOL tier? Like, on paper, it's just bad. But have I ever seen anyone use it meaningfully? Has anyone ever meaningfully, effectively used this card, ever? On any deck? No, they haven't. Mine, used to be broken because of Shopkeeper, now it's just fine. It's in a good place. It's above average. It's a solid card. Kind of looks like Duck Game. What up, boys? What up, Johan? Have you seen much Duelist gameplay? It's so sick. Minigun. It's kunai, but slightly less plus, but also faster. You should check it out. You'd probably be good at it. Yeah, I'd expect you to be pretty solid at it. It's got a lot of, like, neat stuff. I'll straight gift it to you. I still owe you $5. So, like, 4 years ago, you gifted me Duck Game, and I said I'd get it back to you next time I saw you. This was at an AL, like, way long ago, and I never got you back. So technically, I still owe you $5. No, you were just gifting it to everyone. It was $5 at the time or something. Mistletoe, I miss this. I miss this so much. Now it's like, it's fine. I don't even know if it's a bug. It's like an average spell. You can sometimes use it out of steps. Windfall uses it well. It just doesn't do a ton, though. It's a very, very strict starter, but it doesn't actually do a ton. Let me plug this in then, see if I can get more viewpoint. No, that's fair, that's fair. It's fun, though. I'd gift it to you if you were willing to check it out at some point. So which spell were we just looking at? Oh yeah, Mistletoe. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Monsoon? Monsoon... How much is Monsoon? Is it 2? It's 2 mana, isn't it? I think it's slightly below average. Maybe it's average. I think Monsoon's solid. Like, versus, like, Celestia, she gets crippled by it. It's wild. On C's decks, and, like, set play decks like that, it's pretty neat. But yeah, it can progress the game, it just usually doesn't. And if your deck's already mana heavy, it's not better than Noob. It does the same thing as a Noob, but more defensive. This is the mark thing, right? It's bad. It doesn't do enough. You can just move, and it doesn't do anything. What did I sigh over? I think Monsoon. Yeah, I sighed over Monsoon. Paragon, very strong. Just a generically good card. It's super active. Let me see how many active frames it is. Too many for what it does. Paragon has 6 active frames. Okay, same as Sacrifier. Which makes it like... After this, sometime soon in this, I'm going to take a short break. So these are all your spells. So when you make your deck... Let me pull this up. So in Duelists, you have your characters and your decks. Your characters each have 2 of their own weapons that you always have access to at the cost of 1 mana. And then they have their spells. Your spells, you make a deck of 8 to 10 spells, and they all have so many various effects. Spells can go on anyone, weapons are character specific. So I'm ranking all the spells currently. Later I'll be doing the characters. Yeah, it's a card game. It's great. But it's real time. No, Paragon's just great. It's really fast. It does good damage. It has high roll potential with its weird stuff. It combos into Thunder, so it's good on Saf with her stuff. And Shoal makes me think it's broken. Also, the 5-0, something probably not a ton of people know, just because it like doesn't come up much, but actually I'll do it up there, so. Why is that a thing? Why does 5-away combo into Minika? That's stupid. Fake. Perforate's probably above average. Yeah, numbers, it's wild. Perforate's above average, I think. It's really good frame data-wise. It's just precise and hard to react to unless you're running spears. But even at 1 spear, it's nice because it combos out a whirl. Is this a power drain one? It's bad. It's a bad spell. It's not real. The frame data sucks. Too bad to use it for anything other than just setting up spell power. And then spell power is generically just bad because yeah, but you're not comboing into power drain. And then spell power is just generically bad. Just because your starters aren't gonna do enough more. Above average. In conjunction with other stuff like Mental Stack, it could do good, and it's a really good starter. But on its own, it's not progressing the game a ton. You've got to have something in conjunction with it. Punch Cannon. So, if you asked me like 2 days ago, I'd say it's bad. But what? Let me pull something up that I don't think people know, because I did. Punch Cannon auto corrects. Look at that, look at that. So just... yeah, so it makes it like so that K-Wave combo, specifically, it's specifically Harissa. Oh, you could use that. Wait. Let me test that actually. Because I don't know if the initial hit will hit. What's the move called? Punch Cannon. So it's a pretty average card. It's got its uses. No, well, you'd have to do this. No, so you can't use it off angle, which is what you'd really want it for. So realistically, it's the only time you're ever doing it is on angle step lands, which is like eh. I guess you could use it out of K-Wave as well. So on K-Wave step lance decks, you can do it. So if you're running like just more combo LC. Something like that, I could see using it. But more generically, eh. I actually might mess around with a deck like that, though. That seems neat. It might actually solve my queen issues, too. But yeah, that makes it a solid card, though. Punch Cannon's got some use. It's a high roll option. Or Harissa can use it to deal with structures better, too. So I'd say it's average. It's maybe slightly below average, but when its uses are there, it's really good at it. It just doesn't have a ton. Purgatory, bad card. 2 mana to force situations that usually aren't favorable for you, that sometimes don't even work, is just not good. Purgatory is a spell that's good at low levels, and even mid-level into high levels sometimes. But at higher, like super higher levels, it doesn't, it's not real. It's just not a real card. Broken, the best front row denial tool in the game. Combos into a lot of stuff on angle. Combos into some stuff off angle. Adds damage after steps. It just does everything. Push Slash is just, like, if you're looking for another card to slot in, just throw Push Slash in there. Why not? Like, why not? We're on Push Slash, so got this left. Pyroblast. I think generically, Pyroblast is a relatively average card, but in Archetype, it's kind of wild. I think Pyroblast is really good in Archetype. It's a fast combo breaker, and it sets a lot of flame. Is this Twinferno? The Shuix card, the Shuix Vio card, back from, like, Next Fest? Fun Guy Push Slash is broken. Is this not... What is this? Is this not the two explosions? That's what this is? Where's the card I'm thinking of? Did I already rank that? What? There's no update. Does this look like Twinferno? Oh, okay, cool. I'll kill it then. Clod Claws before the Grasp and Magic Claw nerf. Clod Claws was low-key, very strong. But right now it's a lot harder to justify, because they nerfed both the best combos into it. I'd still say it's an above-average card because of its utility, and you can't really punish it effectively without an off-angle. The startup. It's way harder to combo into. That's why. It has 8 to 10 frame startup, miniguns frame 4. Again, before they nerfed the 2 best leads into it here. So, very strong because of character archetype. That's stuff that's not going to be useful generically, but in its niche is very, very, very strong. So stuff like Crystal Rifle. You don't use that outside of Frost, and stacking it too. Quad Claws is definitely good. It's a solid card. It just used to be better before they gutted it. Rage. Is this Rage? Rage. Above average because of archetype. It's fine generically, but in archetype it's got some really nice stuff. I could almost see it going higher, but it's just it takes up a slot that Flame doesn't usually have to afford. So it's like fine. Rage is good though. Not real. Rag. I don't know if I want to call Rag above average or very strong. I think as the meta develops, it's getting worse. because it's not as mana efficient as some other cards. And mana efficiency is becoming more important. But it's still a crazy finisher. Like, Rag's big damage, breaks a tile, 3 mana Wrecking Ball. Yeah, that's the thing. Rag's fine. It's not as good as it used to be in the meta, but it's still good. It's a good card. It is the perfect 3 mana. Reaper's bad. It just doesn't. It's just not worth it. It's just why use Reaper when you have other options? It's used for spear stacking. That's about it. You use it for spears. Rocket above. I don't know. I think even in archetype Rocket's not above average. I think Gladdy has had some really, really neat Rocket stuff. So I'll keep it here for now. Because I've seen some cool stuff. It's not good inevitability for Mark, because you can spot dodge through it. You can get through all of its setups. Rush. I think Rush is really... Here's my thing. In pocket, or on paper, Rush seems like it would be really, really good. But then every single deck I run, I don't use it. I don't find a use for it. It's just not there. So I think I'm only going to keep it above average. It's really good front row denial, but it doesn't hit row 2 consistently. It's pretty hard to punish. But it being a spell means you can bait it and wait it. It's fine. It's good, but Sacrifier, I think, is still very strong. The Flame is good. It's still good damage. It's still not something you really want to shield, but you can do it more reliably. Obviously, take it back a couple patches and it was god tier. Right now it's fine. It's still really good. It didn't get hit too... No, it got hit pretty hard, but it's still good. Because even in this state, it's really good. It can help deal with Bomb. It's got some neat Beam Crystal set play. And it's a 1 mana 10 damage. Is this real? Is this Spark Text? Salamander. Do I need to explain Salamander? It's broken in flame. It's your flame payoff. Like, do I even need to explain it? I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Salvo, but bad. It's slow, it doesn't do anything, you just react to it, and it doesn't do anything. It's just bad. Scatter Spear, bad. It's bad Spear Gen, just don't run it. It's fake. It's Spear Gen if you only want one Spear Gen card, but also want to dump your mana into it. Seize. Seize is just very strong generically. It sets up for some crazy stuff. It's broken set play. It has really, really good damage output in Archetype with STD. It's just good. Seize is just generically a super strong card. Shadow Shift. I'd say Shadow Shift is really good. It's got similar stuff to Fade Away, except you throw out a hitbox directly in front of you. So you can use it like as an approach tool or a disengage tool. It's got some niche but usable stuff. Let me pull it up. Because I use it in my clean deck. It's got some niche stuff, but definitely usable. Like this. And then you can lead off it too. Oh, did I forget to switch screens? Oh, yeah. You can do stuff like this. Let me... There we are. That is neat tech. Just using it to disengage after steps is really valuable. It applies poison, it's chip. It's nothing crazy, but it's chip. It's good mobility, good disengage, good engage, it's pretty plus. It's just solid. It's just overall a good card. Shears. Shears is very good. It's really, really good bomb synergy. Used to be better, but it's still great. Yes, mobility is great for defense, because it also covers you too. Shears, what else does it do? Big hitbox, good inevitability, good frame data. Combos into and out of stuff. Good damage, pops your shield. It's just good. Same move as before, shield. It's too much of an investment in your deck. Like, it's crazy when it works, but it's so much of an investment. Not even your deck, just in your resources game. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. What up, y'all? I'm back. Shotgun's weird. I think it's really good, though. I think in situations where you can reliably get someone in front of you, shotgun's nutty. I don't think people realize how obscenely plus it is. Like, let me try something quick. Perforates, it's just good. It's just generically good. Good frame data, combos out of whirl, but hard to hit confirm off of a neutral, which makes it kind of mid in that department. And its damage per mana is not great outside of Spear. What spell did I just say was in the chat? Shotgun. Oh, that's very, very... Hmm. Nah, okay. I just had an idea there, but it doesn't actually do anything. I had someone on Twitter post a Celsi clip that I saw. They were using one of my decks. And they said they were a big fan, and I thought that was super sick. They were like playing, they were playing my newest Celsi deck, except the Sacrifice version instead of Inverter. And they were playing it really well. It was really neat to see someone say they were actually a fan. Said they actually watch my vids, which is neat. I didn't know a lot of people do. Yeah, it was them. They're really good. Do they perform well in tourneys? Do you know? Because they seem to be quite solid. Skewer's a meme. It's not real. Lol tier. But that clip was crazy. Fake. Is this? That's Gunner's thing, right? Yeah, fake. Slow ball. Below average. It's good in its niche, I guess, but it's not crazy at it. And generically, it just doesn't do much. Yeah, that player looked really good. But I don't know of any. I just haven't. I don't know. They're good though. I thought they were quite good. Oh, they have a Violette too. That's neat. That's really cool. Okay. Is this one? All of these are fake, right? Everything up till Snowcone's fake, right? Snowcone. I remember when Snowcone was meta-defining. I remember that. It's about that. Very strong in Archetype. Generically, it's solid. It's good. It's good on step decks for inevitability. It's good on Wrench for this. And generically, it's just solid generically. It's above average generically, strong in Archetype. Snowfall, low-key. In its op days, it was broken. I don't want to hear that. You stepped at the wrong time and ate 5 stats. I think Snowfall sucks. Like, I know I'm gonna get stuff for this. I think it sucks. It's just use Hailstone. Just use Hailstone. In front of your soup. It's not enough damage for 2 mana. Like 1 frost, what is it, 4 or 5 damage or something? Yeah. 1 frost, 5 damage for 2 mana? Yeah, but you're not getting anything on the off angle. It just hits. And that's it. It's the same frame data as like Hailstone, except not off angle. Off angle, it's not doing enough. On angle, it's great. What is it even true into off angle? It's true into, I think it's gap 1 into grasp. There's no way it's true into thunder. There's no way. I feel like I would have known this. Then again, I would have had no reason to try it. What's the gap on that? Let me try some stuff. Maybe it's better than I thought. Well, yeah, on proc it's good. Oh, it's gap 0. In on angle, you can do... Wait. Gap 7? Oh, it's gap 2. But... What the... Was there a recent change? Did Darkgrass get changed? Like, frame data-wise recently? I'm talking, like, Hailstone Darkgrass. That used to be a thing. It used to be gap 1. What the... I know push slash Darkgrass is. But, because I was labbing some stuff on Violette. Let me find this. Sorry for the hold up on here, but I'm like... Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was... let me try this. Maybe it wasn't Hailstone I was thinking. So there was some card I labbed that you could do Bio Tipper into it and then walk back Darkgrass. It was gap 1. There's no way I, like, dreamt this. No, Magic Claw can't do it anymore. That's weird. I can't find it. I'll find it another time. No, it was one of the 4 ways. Was Violette Tipper into it? No, it wasn't on proc or anything. It was just generically. Who knows? What's this? Is this real? I know this isn't. This isn't. Is this real, though? I don't know what this is. Is this Dread's thing? Gotcha. Spear catch, it's below average. It's fine in archetype, I guess. And it's okay generically. So I'd say it's average. It's fine. Having spears is nice. Spear wave, low-key. In current meta, at least, really good in its archetype. Spear wave is broken inevitability. It just hits. People don't dodge. It just hits. I think it's genuinely just really good in its archetype. On paper, it shouldn't be, but it just works. Broken in archetype. Starfield's stupid. Stupid on break, just too much. Way too easy to hit. Step Blaze, good in archetype. Not broken after the Salamander nerf, but it's good in archetype. It's very solid. Step Lance. It's below average. It's good on Celicy, but nothing crazy, so I don't even want to put it up here. I didn't see your Exodia, no. So I think Step Lance is okay. But 2 mana is a lot. Step Reverse, below average. It's usable. I think Taylor's deck uses it well, but aside from that, it's just not worth it. It's just too... Yeah. I think it's above average in the deck. I don't know, it might be really good in the decks it works on. Singer? Like, on Riva? And on Flame decks? It's pretty nice. I wouldn't put it up there, though. Strangle is phenomenal in Root. In Root package, Strangle is so good. It's so much damage. It's pretty plus on rooted enemies, too. Can you do maybe into that? Let me pull up my Celicy deck. I'm trying to remember if that's real. If you have to weapon one out of it. Step Lance, I don't know. I think they do. You could maybe say Step Lance is better, but like, I think they're on the edge of the same tier at least. Oh no, not at all. Oh, that's way less plus than I thought. What's the gap on that? Nope. Okay. Yeah, way less plus than I thought. Okay. It's still really good on root though, because it's just good damage and good pressure, and you can use it off angle, which makes it nice. Crit Mine, phenomenal. It's a great card, very strong. Just generically good, and it adds for crazy inevitability with backstab and push slash. Plus, it allows for some niche combo stuff on extensions, but Strip Mine's great. I could low-key see it being higher, but 2 mana's a lot for a set play card. I don't know. I think it could be better. I think I could see it meta defining. It's like, it's on the board there. Strip Mine's crazy. Study, meme card. It's not real. Not real. Not real. Is this even real? Is that a card? I don't know. Is this armor drop? Did I rank armor drop? Is this armor drop? That's a real card, right? That's still in the game? That is what that is, right? It's below average. It's got some niche use with like Queen Alliance stuff. It's like against Queen, and it's okay in structure spam, but it's not good. Barricade, I'd say it's a pretty above average card, right? It's average. It's fine. It lost a lot of what it used to have. No, because in frost stacking, it's great. So it's very strong just because of frost stacking. Aside from that, like generically, it's a relatively average card. Being Crystal, I'd say it's... I don't know if I want to call it very strong. So I think certain characters can have trouble getting rid of it. Like Violette specifically is probably the most relevant case where Violette can't do anything about being Crystal. But, I don't know. I think it's easier to get rid of than Windfall Thought. Like, he said Saffron couldn't. Saffron can. Saffron spends 2 mana to get rid of it, and can... Reason for Barricade? I think Barricade's there generically, it's fine. Overall. It's got still solid frame data, but it's not what it used to be in terms of damage and all that. But because of Frost Stacking with Snow Cone, in Crystal Rifle enabling, it's great. Crevasse, fake card. It's not... No, it's bad. Because you can technically use it for Spear Gen. Not real. Pretty solid, above average. This is real. It's real. It's a real card. Low-key, it's got some Harissa use, because you can off-angle primer into it. Shoal and I have laughed at some. And, it's just solid defensively. I know the best Japanese player that Harissa uses it. I'm sorry for keep calling them that one Japanese Harissa. I just cannot remember their tag. And I don't want to mispronounce it and get it wrong. Because that sounds disrespectful. Or which of these ones are real? Like, which of these are real? I have no clue. Are any of them? Yuki Shizuku. Yes, them. They are quite good. Which of these? All of these? What do they do? Okay, which well, I'm gonna need some answers here. What are these? Give me an order what their names are. I'll recognize the names. Numbers, you got me there. Gun turret, below average. Lux cannon, bad. It's a meme. It's not real. Laser turret, bad. Low-key, almost a meme. Which of these is which? Out of these two that are up here. Which is laser, which is Lux? Left or right? For YouTube, I know this is gonna seem weird. I've been talking to Twitch chat. I don't know how to... I don't have an overlay yet. Laser turret's on the left. Laser turret's bad. Lux cannon's not real at all. Gun... V, that makes no sense, but okay. Like, I get it, you're right, but that's so stupid for the design. Sentry, it's bad. It's bad. I know people think some people think it has use, it's bad. The best this card has ever been is when it had the glitch that made the sound, like, super loud. And it would blow your opponent's eardrums out, and that's it. That's the best that card's ever been. Sentry turret at 2 mana would be below average still, probably. I just don't think it's good enough denial. Soul Spear, bad, bad. Not useless, because you can technically use it still in certain decks for scaling. But it's bad. Sentry, what's this? Sweeper, bad. Technically it's front row denial, but it's 3 mana, and just doesn't do enough. Is this Tailwind? Is this the pulling version of Ghost? This one's way worse. This is bad. Because Gust and, like, Monsoon still use, that one's just bad. It doesn't do what it needs to. It doesn't do anything, really. It might be lol tier, because, like, what are you using it for? Yeah, I don't think it's real. Are any of these real Till Tetra? These are all fake, right? Okay. Tetra, I think it's above average. When it works, like an S2D, it might be very strong because of archetype. I think the shopkeeper stuff I've seen with it can be pretty neat. Shid, way back in the day on his last letter deck, had a, like, obscene Tetra card. It's like a specialist card, but generically it's not awful. It is special. You're right, I guess. But it has a lot of specialist uses. I'd say it's really strong, though. 12 damage is a lot, and it's got good... It's plus. It works well with STD, so I'd say it's up there. Thunder... The meta's shifted, but I think it's still kind of crazy. Not quite meta-defining anymore, but it's still very strong. My perspective's skewed because of Violette, but even then, I'm not even using it on all of your decks anymore. So, like, I think it's good. It's very good, but not meta-defining anymore. Toxicross, is that what this is? Yeah, it's below average. It's fine. It's got its use. It's niche, but it's not great. It just doesn't do enough to justify it. Yeah, that's what's good about Thunder. Thunder's really good when it works. I think Corruption's just good. Hey, does that say you're watching without audio? You're not even hearing what I'm saying. What is this? Is this real? I just look. Oh, I can check the names that way. Transfuse? That's not real. Transmute's real. It's... Where'd I put it? Guys? I do know you can't hear me. I literally said you can't hear me. Shut up. Does anyone know where I put Transmute? I can't find it. Second row, second spot. Here? Oh, this? Is that this? Oh, okay. Thank you. Below average. It is useful solely for Spear Gen. And Spear Gen spam isn't good. And its actual frame data, you can't lead into it well enough. You can combo out of it well. I'm pretty sure it's pretty plus. You can't lead into it well enough. Yeah, but it gives you more. Because you can do, like, weird, technically Crevasse in combo with it. It's usable, I guess. Is it Tremor? Tremor's bad. Cracking your own tiles suck. And it cracks too many tiles. Scat Spear. You right, V. Triple Barrel, very strong. Better's a stray hit now, which is where 90% of its use gets, realistically. Still can't punish it without off-angle. And it's still very plus. It's same spell it's always been, still great. Try Thunder, below average. It's got some use as like a niche combo tool. I've seen it used on some Japanese players' decks, but overall, it's just not there. Tsunami, it's the low-level player card. 3 mana's way too much for what it does. Do you guys think 2 mana Tsunami could be a thing if you tone back the damage by 1? Or 3 mana if you increase the damage by 1? You guys think that would be a thing? I think if you tweak Tsunami just a tad, it could be genuinely usable. I think 2 mana and less damage would be suffocating at low levels. I think Tsunami being good could be neat. Is this Bow Snipe? Or did I already do Bow Snipe? Is this old Bow Snipe or something? Tutorial? Yeah. Obviously not real. Is this other Stinger? Inferno below average. Maybe bad. I don't know. I think it's still like you can throw it out in neutral and get hits. It's okay inevitability. It places a couple flame tiles. But you're not using it for much outside of that. All Triangle is All Triangle. Now that what's it called? Magnaflare exists along with the line being good. All Triangle's got some nice stuff. Herb's had a ton of success at super high level with it. It's been proven to be able to pull it off at the highest levels of play. All Triangle's great. It's a great archetype. It's really good. It's hard, but it's good. Yeah, I say All Triangle's a great card. You have to build around it, but I think it's good. You can build a whole deck around it. Is this Unleash? Spear Wave, but bad. That's all I gotta say. Spear Wave, but bad. Not real. Not real Venoshock. Very strong. Before the nerfs, it was obviously broken. But in its current state, I think Venoshock's pretty good. It's just a straight line laser, good damage, has poison, and good in archetype. It's an execute. It's just good. It's generically good and great in archetype. I think it's just good. Vine Pool, phenomenal in archetype. You can get some crazy plus frames out of it if you use it at the right distance. I think it's like 3 away from front makes it great. But it also pulls, and it just adds to the spear pack or the root package. And pulling lets you get root synergy with K-Wave, which is great. Not real. But a lot of people have been wondering about this one. I bet this is going to be like... Where did I drop that? I lost Vivis. Here it is. So, the question is, where do I put Vivisection? I don't think it has enough generic use to be meta-defining yet. I think in its uses, when it works, it's really, really good. In 20xx, it's great. I think I'm almost there. I think, give me a week, and people will be asking for nerfs more than they already are. But as is, I just think it's a really strong card. Generically, it's really good, but it's not splashable enough. Like, all these cards are mad splashable. This one just isn't splashable enough. Nerfing it makes the damage output less high rolly, I guess. I don't know. What's this? What is that? Volley? Is that real? What's Volley do? Is that real? Fire a shot from each... What the... There's no way. Y'all are gaslit. It is? Okay, I've never seen it used. I've got to assume it just sucks, right? I'll say bad, I guess? I don't know. I've never seen the card. That's... Now, Vortex, this is bad. Bad card. Vortex... I got flamed, like, I had people disagreeing, saying, well, Vortex is actually good because... No, it's not. Just spot dodge it. Vortex is so slow. What frame is Vortex? Vortex is frame 37. Vortex is frame 37. If you're getting hit by that, that's on you. It is a line if it sucked. Warp Rays is just good. I'd say Warp Rays are above average. On Hazel, it's really, really strong. Aside from that, it's just good. Just above average. So I'd say overall, I'll put Warp Rays above average. Is this Whiplash? Below average card. People say Whiplash is good. They haven't used it enough. It's not. What is Whiplash doing for you? People say it replaces the Roll Barricade head. No, it doesn't. Anyone who says Whiplash is old Barricade on Bio is so wrong, because they don't have an intricate enough understanding of her routes. She lost so much stuff that Barricade used to be able to do. Whiplash is nothing compared to Barricade. It's not great. Even on Chiretta, not great on Maple, the characters I see talking about using it, it's just not great. It's like you have better options. World? Easy. 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 Best trio of cards in the game. If you're not using this package here, you're almost throwing. Like, Step Out of Whirl? That's what this game's built on right now. It's the new Step Missiles. If you're not running Step Auto Whirl, I don't know. It's low-key better than Step Missiles was. Wrecking Ball, above average. I don't think it's good enough yet. I could see it going up to very strong. But at the moment, I think it's just above average. It's Claw Trap, but it misses the big thing on Claw Trap of having a hitbox. And Zenith, complete new tier. It's not real. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. And let me delete that. Here it is. Let me screenshot this. And post it in the Discord. And on Twitter and all that. Old Bloop, I will destroy Old Bloopity. He's old. He's not real. I posted in general chat. But I didn't want Rooney to play that card on me that he made. The Banish to Balance channel. So I will post it there and just post a link. And I'll post to the tier list channel too. Wherever that went. Ugh. Okay, so now that that's done, can someone send me the link to the character tier list? Wait, this is hilarious. Look at this. Apocalypse timeline. This is the funniest top 8 I have ever seen.
Let's go, was that
Okay,
a bit,
did y'all see this though? Do you guys remember? Do you guys know what you're about to witness here?
that's early, but finds the inverter into Sphere Wave there for a good conversion. And
Look at that. That is some
that's the early, but
insane
finds the
anti-Celisy
inverter into
play.
Sphere Wave there for a good conversion. And look at the defense from.
That's insane. Hub is great. Anyways, can one of you send me the character tier list too? I think links are allowed in here, unless I somehow accidentally made it not. Oh, there it is. Thank you, numbers. Oh, well, there's my old matchup chart for Shiso. Can I reset? Yeah, reset. Cool. Do you guys want to see matchup charts after this, by the way? Cool. Let's get some for the characters I'm more actively. I'll do one for Violette. I don't know if I'm putting a short-term time into any other characters to be super up to date on it. Easy, 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 easy. Unordered. I'm gonna do this whole thing unordered, but easy. Shopkeeper is the most riskless damage output in the game. Her whole neutral's no risk, just chucking out a bunch of stuff. That leads into stupid damage for mana. Along with tax return being stupid defensive power. She has so much more stuff than the shopkeepers are even doing. But they don't need to because their basic game plan is just ridiculous. The character's stupid, the character should be nerfed. She's the only character in the game that literally ignores hit step like that. The nerf getting reverted was stupid. I think this character's broken. I think anyone who disagrees is missing some amount of understanding about the character in some capacity. So I don't know how you can see the character without those tools and think they aren't just broken. Like, highest class neutral, highest class damage output, highest class defense. All she doesn't have is boxing, but she boxes by just walking back. She just doesn't need to box. Because she doesn't care about, like, range like that. So, I don't know. She's just broken. Orisa, best boxing in the game. Super consistent damage output. People say Violette has the best consistent damage output. Orisa's just ridiculous on both of her good decks. Or on Shoal and Yuki Shizuku. Is that their tag? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though. They are ridiculous. They both hit really hard. Yuki's is more high roll, and Shoal's is more consistent, but they both hit hard consistently. The character has god tier boxing, gets to reaction invalidate hit step. You can't ever step in the front 2 rows because you're gonna get murdered for it. And if you play rows 3 and 4, they get to poke with teleport with missiles. Just broken character, just easily outclasses most of the others. Then I've got Saffron. Yeah, the only issue is Yuki's. I want to play Yuki on the lower ping because I'm convinced a lot of the stuff's reactable. Like, we've gone very, very even when we've played, which is very impressive from Orisa. But I'm convinced a lot of the stuff has to do with tide ping stuff. because most of the stuff's just reactable in a normal setting instead of playing in 270 ping. Yeah, Saffron's my only character in this tier. I think Saffron has really, really good combos with Weapon 1. Weapon 1's so mashable, it's got good damage output, and just broken confirmed. She's just a confirmed bot. She just throws out her projectile, mashes it for free. She's Violette if Weapon 1 was a projectile. She's crazy. Weapon 2 combos into Auto Slash and Thunder if you hit the late hit. And you can reaction confirm into Thunder off it. Yeah, Saffron's just good. Her structure weakness is basically a myth because she one-taps most of them. The only structure spam she doesn't one-tap is Rook. In which case, okay, so what? You chip it down to 1 health instantly and they can't use it without getting rid of it. A tier, Chiretta. Okay, well, y'all ain't ready for that yet, so. This is a hard one. I think Reva's really good. No, so this isn't ordered, but I think Reva's up there. Reva's damage output's weird, but her defense is best in class. Other than maybe Queen. Weapon 2 is just broken. Having on-demand iframes is nutty. And you can't really punish it. She's just nutty. And Weapon 1, the boomerang is wild. Most Revas don't use it how they should. Rooney's like the only one that does. But it's just broken. It's stupid. The rebound is nutty. Hazel's obviously very good. Chiretta... I think she might have too much of a back row weakness. Let me do this. There we are. I'm gonna leave this here for now and just go through it. It's not ordered. Hazel, on-demand structure is broken, especially having access to multiple, and can use a turret for inevitability. Weapon 2 is a really good poke that lets you basically get really, really consistent steps, and it's a good combo tool. And Wrench has a whole deck built around it, plus it's just a broken melee. She's just a good fundies character, and she's a good niche character. She's just really strong. Gunner's wild. I think I'm gonna play more Gunner again soon. I think my old Gunner deck that I used for Exodus is still good. The laser is just nutty. Having an on-demand laser that you can combo other lasers into, along with Weapon 2 for disengaging. If Gunner doesn't walk in front of you, you have so much trouble hitting him. Every time I play Gunner, the character just feels stupid. Every time I use him, he feels stupid. Every time I fight him, he feels stupid. Sacrifice is great on him. Combust is great on him. Steps are great on him. He's just great. I already explained Reva. Queen, I could see arguments for Queen going higher, but I think more people need to get better at abusing the fact that she's so mana hungry. People don't play the slow game and win the mana war against her, and that's their issue. Like, if you just destroy her piece, it's like, okay, what's she gonna do? Punish her for approaching. Punish her for trying to get piece down. Obviously, once she gets piece down and is established and you're even in mana, it's a struggle. But she's very, very polar. Like, she can be very weak at times, too. The issue with her is her matchups that she wins are so dominant Like, I don't know how Celice's ever supposed to fight her. I don't know what Reva's supposed to do in a lot of situations, according to Windfall. Saffron Queen's not great. I've heard Orisa Queen's pretty rough. Her winning matchups are dominant, but her losing ones suck. Cheretta, if you're in the... she has a huge hit step weakness, so you have to build cards around that, which limits you, because they don't really go in line with their big strengths. Because your deck building either has to go all in on her strengths, or shore up her weaknesses and don't abuse her strengths as much. So either way, you still have weaknesses, like back row stuff. Yeah, with Cheretta, you can't build around hit step without also, just gutting her, her main game plans. That's why she's not as good as people think, I think. She's just not consistent in that regard. But then back row weakness exists a ton too, which also sucks. So she's still good though, because she has crazy damage output, crazy combo routes, and in those front rows, she's still hard to contest. You can't contest her in certain areas. Violette's melee's kind of stubby, but Sour Spot's great in neutral. Tipper sucks in neutral, but Sour Spot's great in neutral. Her combos are generally pretty good. She probably has the second best consistent damage output in the game after Orisa. Her highs aren't the craziest in most builds. She doesn't high roll too high, but she still can hit relatively hard, and she hits hard consistently. Her boxing's good, but she struggles with hit step spam on most of her hands, and she just has a lot of weak hands is her issue, where if you don't know the matchup, it can seem hard, but if you fight someone that really understands the character, they'll just play around what you're wanting to hit, and it's like, okay, I don't have any way to lead them to anything. And then Shiso and Dread basically the same character. Dread's, I think at this point, just a better version of Shiso in a lot of ways. Off-angle spam's great, and she still can kind of weapon 2 stuff. Windfall was doing some nice stuff with it with Root, and both of them have broken defense with weapon 2. Dread's just better off-angle, and Shiso has a little better combo routes and finishing power. But other than that, they're pretty similar. I think they both beat Violette, for example. They both beat characters that have to go on angle, other than Gunner, who just stuffs them. And Saf, who just outmatched. Yeah, okay. They're solid, though. They have really good defense because of Weapon 2. They can abuse Mana Cache because of that as well. And it lets them have they still do have shield break setups, and they have good overall damage output. They're solid. Terra, I'll do Terra first. Numbers, you're a resident Terra expert. I want to see if you agree with this diagnosis. Terra's peaks are like up here. When she's playing well, she's insane. When everything's meshing well. The issue is she relies a little too hard in her current meta on being able to guess right, which makes her a little too precise. When she's going incredibly well, and when you're outplaying your opponent, you just roll them. But it just feels like if you're not constantly making those outplays, you're struggling a bit. You're setting up checkmate, and she knowledge checks people harder than anyone else in the cast. But if you know those knowledge checks, and you're not constantly getting outguessed, she's just at a disadvantage, because she's just having so much neutral trouble. I think it is. I don't think it's a combo thing, because you combo with her hard and you make her hit hard, but I think it's a neutral thing. If you'd like, we can work on some stuff with her. I can either VOD review for you, or you can help coach me some stuff. Because I'm down to see if we can push the character. Nira, I don't know. I don't know anything about her. Mira, she's obviously not as good as these characters in terms of results, but I don't think she's bad. Like, Weapon 2's mad annoying. Her Frostband's good. Numbers your Nira deck was cooking pretty well. I don't know. I don't understand the character well enough to give a better description. Maple's stubby. Maple doesn't have much variety in decks she can run. Basically, all Maple can do is run the Taylor deck. And the Taylor deck's good. That's it. Very linear. And it still struggles and is stubby. It's just an inevitability factor, and Taylor's god tier defense. Character just does not have anything going for her, really. Dulcie, I don't know. She's probably one of the worst characters still. Her damage output's getting better with the new deck I discovered and cooked up on her, but I don't know. Her neutral's still a little lacking. She still gets mashed on really hard. She still gets cooked by Saffron. She still gets cooked by Gunner. Queen's a nightmare. I don't like fighting Dread, but I think it's fine. I don't know. She's the character. I just think that her peaks are high, but her weaknesses are way too much. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, we had to deal with pre-patch, what's it called? Steplands. We are immune to cells. And, Hailblade having a hitbox. So this is my final tier list too, for now. I'm going to post that as well in Discord. And do you guys want to see a Violette matchup chart before I hop off? Cool. I don't know what changed from the previous one. No idea. Okay, so, where's Violet? Yep. Harissa. Harissa cooks me in the ranges I want to box. My neutral is poking with weapon 2 and poking with weapon 1. Weapon 2 ignores the back row. Or, like, the back row ignores weapon 2, and that's where Harissa can play from really good because of her steps. And then if she's ever up in the front rows where I really want to box, where I have to weapon 1, she just outdoes me there really hard. She just outclasses me in basically every area I want to play, and it sucks. Super suffocating to fight, super frustrating, she's just really good. Rooney's flaming me for saying Riva's better than Violette. My bad, your character is broken. Tretta. Probably here. I think we both suck against hit step, but Chiretta, the cards generally Chiretta runs threaten my ranges a little bit better than vice versa. I think the root matchup with Tiretta, along with eruption stuff that I've seen, just kind of hurts Violette a little more than I hurt her back. It's very, very close even, and I could see it going either way, so don't say I think, oh, Tiretta beats Violette, Tiretta cooks Violette. I think it's a very close to even matchup, but I don't want to have an even tier, because I would rather, I do lead this way a little. Dread definitely beats, Shiso definitely beats. Dread? Low-key, like... So these characters, Violette has to on-angle to box it all, so they control the front against her super well just by abusing weapon 2. And then Dread does it even harder by spamming off angles defensively. It just sucks to fight. Stream choppy? Oh, I'm having out on occasion. It might be that. It might just be... I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. I know my net... It's not my internet. My internet's great. Gunner sucks to fight. Again, it's the off-angle thing, where, like... Or the me having to be on-angle, and he has Gunner weapon 1. He disengages really well with weapon 2. He just doesn't have to fight me where I'm strong, and he gets to poke at me for free. It just sucks to fight. We definitely cook Hazel, because we just swing past everything she puts up, and we have more consistent damage output with her. We just kind of outdo her where she's strong, and have the edge of neutral. Naples, it's like, it's whatever. I think she outboxes us where we want to play usually. But, we outdamage her heavily, so it's like fine. I could see it go either way. Nira, I think we just cook Nira. Nira just does not have the answers to defend against us well or play offense against us well, because she has step on angle for stuff, and we just spam weapon 2 against her. It just sucks. We definitely cook Queen by just swinging past her pieces. Queen's probably Violette's probably the best character against Peace in the game, because we swing past it and we pressure her super hard for trying to get another one down. It's just stupid. We just cook her. Saf, probably slight losing. Or slight when it's even-ish. She outframe datas us because projectile's broken. And she has a little bit better time dealing with the farther back rows of camping. Plus her damage output's very good as well. She just has a little bit of an edge in neutral, in my opinion, and that's why I'd say if anyone has to win, it's Saffron. Riva, I'd say same type of thing. Violette loves being up front to be able to box with weapon 1 and abuse it. And Riva's like, I'm going to weapon 2 at you. And I can't do anything about it. Along with weapon 1 getting in the way of a lot of my approaches and combos. Especially when he's abusing it up top and just camping. Celisee, we probably win. We probably beat Celisee. Just because Celisee sucks. Weapon 2 is good defensively against her. We tend to outdamage her, and even though we're not the craziest against her, we're probably one of her best matchups. She's just not good. Shopkeep sucks for us. She spams off angles, spams defensive options at where we want to approach, outdamages us, and never has to commit. It just sucks. She outdoes us in every way. It just sucks to fight. Then we probably cook Terra. I don't know. Her step defense is bad, and Violette's step offense is pretty good. We can play neutral relatively solidly against her. And most of our combos don't get killed too hard by Dark Matter being down. So I'd say this is kind of what I think of her. Does anyone have any questions on this before I end stream? Any big questions about this list? So I think the difference with Terra and Shopkeep is Shopkeep has tax returns way better at Defense? Because Nears isn't a projectile. Nears is way less privileged frame data, and that's the main reason. It's straight line positive, straight line derogatory. It's probably Near's worst matchup, right? That matchup sounds awful. It's probably my best matchup. Yeah, so the thing about Terra, though, is, Dark Matter's just not as good against, it's not as good defensively. I can step through it, I can't step through tax return without spending extra mana and gutting my combos. What else? Did you have any other questions about that? Yeah, I think that's good for tonight, and I think I'm probably gonna hop off if no one else has any big questions. If any of you want to game, hit me up on Discord, and I'll run some matches after I get everything uploading. Peace.